Right now at 7, a local teen is suddenly thrust into adulthood after an unexpected phone call. Coming up, why her family is now split across 2 countries and the battle she never saw coming.
Plus, holiday shopping danger is lurking, why crowded parking lots could put you at risk, and what experts say you need to watch out for.
Caps, gowns, and cleats. SFA players graduated early on the field before their playoff game, a celebration that you'll want to see.
And just a gorgeous sunrise out there. Temperatures will end up being a little bit cooler for this afternoon. I'll show you just how warm we'll get in your full forecast coming up. So stay right there because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, all. Thanks so much for staying with us here on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Jesus Martinez.
I'm Dana Dixon. We're so glad you're still with us this morning. It is a chilly one as you get ready. I mean, it's cold. I'm going to stop saying it's chilly. It is cold this morning.
You know what makes it cool? Pun unintended, but you know what makes it cool?
What?
It's beautiful sunrise.
That is gorgeous, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the skies are beautiful, but man, we are definitely very cold out there. Some of us as low as the upper 20s at times. I think we've managed to escape that, but we'll check our temperatures real quick as we take a look here at our Roberts cam. Absolutely gorgeous skies, some upper level clouds. Those are the beautiful fair weather cirrus clouds. Absolutely gorgeous out there, and 36 degrees is that current temperature in Tyler with a calm wind, making for a feels like temperature of 36 degrees. And the dew points, that's our measure of moisture, down into the 30s. So very dry out there. We're down to 30 degrees in Mount Pleasant and Jefferson, also in Center and Nacogdoches, 41 in Jacksonville, 36 in Henderson, and also 31 in Marshall and Carthage. Those temperatures still eventually end up in the low to mid 60s for this afternoon. Still lots of sunshine holding on, and a south breeze around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Will end up in the middle 60s for this afternoon. And as that south wind continues, we'll see those temperatures increase for tomorrow. We'll see temperatures in the low 70s with another cold front coming in this weekend, bringing in some rain chances and some much cooler temperatures. I'll show you just what we can expect so far coming up in your forecast.
Thank you, Joel. Breaking news we're still on top of for you this morning. A Tyler family is without a place to stay after an early morning fire damages an apartment unit. Now, this happened just after 4:30 at the park at Shiloh on Shiloh Road. That's near Troop Highway. Fire investigators tell us that the fire started on the balcony and moved its way up into the attic. The family made it out safely. No injuries are reported.
A Smith County teen is accused of using social media to trade child sex abuse material, sparking a major exploitation investigation. 17-year-old Joshua Attaway was booked into the Smith County Jail earlier this week. According to arrest documents, Attaway used an account on X, formerly known as Twitter, to post and receive the material. The app then sent a cyber tip to law enforcement about the activity, and detectives were able to connect the account to Attaway. He then admitted to owning the account to investigators. He's now charged with 2 counts of possession of child pornography, each involving more than 50 images.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is ramping up his investigations into nearly 1,000 cities as part of a statewide inquiry into financial transparency, and that includes the city of Tyler. His office has requested financial documents from all cities under review. According to our paper partners at the Tyler Morning Telegraph, the city declined to comment but points residents to its financial transparency page. Now, Tyler recently adopted a tax rate, raising the average home's maintenance and operations taxes by about $32 while still lowering the overall property tax rate to its lowest in nearly a decade. Paxton says that cities failing to comply with the state law could face legal consequences, and residents can file complaints if they believe officials are not following audit requirements.
Lufkin ISD is mourning the loss of a bus driver and special education paraprofessional who they say faithfully served students in the community. The district shared that Rebecca Jacks passed away, saying they are truly grateful for her dedication, her kindness, and the care she showed to the children every single day. Funeral arrangements are still pending. Meanwhile, an East Texas teen is suddenly raising her younger brother after her mother was deported to El Salvador.
And she says one phone call changed everything, leaving her family split across 2 countries. Stephanie Flores says her mom, Reina, was stopped on the way to work, detained, and then deported. Court records show she had missed an immigration hearing back in 2006, which triggered a removal order that resurfaced during a traffic stop this year. Executive Director of the Hispanic American Association, Gilbert Urbina, says cases like hers often go unnoticed for years, especially when families don't have legal help.
So sometimes it's very difficult to show up for court. Sometimes they set a court in a different state. And because there's not enough help or legal assistance, then they miss their court date.
I really do hope that at some point in life I can see them again, hug them, tell them that I love them.
Stephanie and her brother, both U.S. citizens, now communicate with their mother only through phone calls. She is working 3 jobs to support them. The family has started a fundraiser to help cover Stephanie's car repairs for getting to work, as well as living expenses.
7:08 now, time now for your morning headlines. Federal health officials are expanding the scope of an infant botulism outbreak linked to recalled ByHeart baby formula. The FDA now says they cannot rule out contamination in any ByHeart formula made since the company launched production in March of 2022. The CDC's updated cases now definition includes any infant who developed botulism after using the formula, bringing the total cases to at least 51 now across 19 states. Thankfully, no deaths have been reported, but the most recent illness was confirmed on December 1st. ByHeart recalled all of its U.S. products on November 11th. Meanwhile, tensions are rising in the Caribbean after the U.S. seized a sanctioned Venezuela oil tanker just after it left the port. In the operations, members of the military rappelled from helicopters to take control of the ship. For months, the U.S. has been involved in strikes on alleged drug boats off the coast of Venezuela, but this is the first time the administration has gone after oil, Venezuela's main source of revenue. And it's starting to get down to the wire. If you need to send out those Christmas gifts, you better get on it. The U.S. Postal Service says you need to send your packages by next Wednesday to get them delivered before the holiday. The priority mail deadline is December 18th. FedEx, though, recommends shipping between December 17th and the 23rd for home delivery by Christmas Eve, and UPS recommends shipping packages by December 19th. Well, the last minted pennies could soon be yours. For a pretty penny, that is. Today, 232 3-cent sets will be auctioned off. The number of sets is a nod to the 232 years the penny has been in circulation. Each set will contain 2 circulating pennies that were minted in both Denver and Philadelphia. The third coin will be a 24-karat gold uncirculated penny, which was also minted in Philadelphia. Each set comes with a serialized certification of authenticity. The final set is number 232, will also come with the 3 original dies used to strike the coins. All right, 7:10 now. Downtown Tyler is in the middle of a major facelift, and they've been driving through there lately. You know, you've seen it, the construction, the detours, all the changes taking shape.
Yeah, so much. And with all that work going on, some are beginning to ask the question, when will it be done?
Construction-wise, we're on time, we're on our project schedule. We also have regular communications with our downtown businesses.
4 different construction projects are going on at the same time, including totally rebuilding 3 downtown streets and the community green space, constructing a brand new county courthouse, and installing federally mandated sewer system updates. The projected finish date is January of 2028 for all of the projects, but the city wants to remind the public that the businesses downtown are still open and need your support despite the parking and traffic concerns.
Big thing right now is to really push to support our downtown. We hear it and we hear it that we love our downtown, but now more than ever is when we need you to come down and support it. If you're having Christmas events or holiday events, think about downtown. Some restaurants, if you want to have just some fun and some shopping and some local gifts, there's a lot of retail down here.
Irwin and College Street are on the square, should be reopened early 2026, and then construction on Ferguson begins, followed by the new West Side Downtown Square green space.
Meanwhile, on the east side of Tyler's downtown square, the new Smith County Courthouse is rising quickly as well.
It's really going fantastic. I just toured it yesterday, and now with sheetrock and marble and things going up in the interior, you can actually visualize the space.
Smith County Judge Neil Franklin says the project is on time and on budget, and they will even be able to add an extra courtroom on the 5th floor during the initial construction. Now, this will save money from trying to finish out the room after the courthouse is already in use. Judge Franklin says the county is looking at December of next year for the structure to be done, but moving in could take a little bit longer.
It'll take us a little while to move, and right during that time, winter months, the courts are a little bit slower, the dockets are a little bit lower, so it may be a great time for us to make that move. And the logistics of making that move with the DA's office and all the different entities from the current courthouse to the new is a challenge, and we've been working on that for over 6 months.
Judge Franklin also says rumors about the new dome on the courthouse being lifted into place by a helicopter, well, those aren't true. The plan is actually for an additional crane to be brought in to place the dome sometime late next month.
The holiday shopping season is officially in full swing, but it's important that you keep your wits about you, right? While you're grabbing gifts and running errands. Jennifer Raina hit the streets and the parking garages with AAA to get some solutions for safe holiday shopping.
The holiday rush is here, and with it, a surge of safety concerns. Crowded parking lots and garages, distracted drivers, and earlier sunsets are creating a perfect storm for crashes and crime. AAA is sounding the alarm.
It's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, but in parking lots, it can quickly turn dangerous. AAA Texas warns that distractions are everywhere. Drivers hunting for parking spots, juggling shopping lists, and checking their phones. And those minor fender benders, they're anything but minor. Today's bumpers are packed with cameras and sensors, meaning even a small scrape can cost hundreds of dollars to fix.
The holidays should be joyful, not dangerous. So slow down, don't cut across parking lanes and rows, and watch out for vehicles backing out. And especially watch out for pedestrians. Remember, one careless moment can turn holiday cheer into holiday heartbreak.
Experts also say turn on your headlights when driving in dark parking garages, even in daylight. Also, when you shop, lock your car, hide gifts, and park where it's well lit. And pay attention to your surroundings when walking. Thieves could be watching, and they'll know when you're distracted.
And another reminder from AAA Texas, never hide your spare ignition key on your vehicle. Thieves know to look for them. Also, try to shop in groups. That way you're more easily seen by drivers and not as vulnerable to thieves.
All good tips there. All right, well, what do you do when your graduation is on the same day you're supposed to play a playoff game for your football team? Well, there's only one real answer. You graduate early. Some SFA Lumberjacks graduated on the 50-yard line this week, and you can see the football players and athletic trainers in their sashes getting their diplomas as well. This Friday, actually, SFA will play against Montana State. And get this, even Senator John Cornyn from Texas is betting Bluebell ice cream with the Minnesota senator betting some beef jerky. But these students, their dedication off and on the field, truly paying off in a special moment. Big congratulations to them.
I love that they did it on the field, too. That's great.
Love it.
All right, well, the holidays have a funny way of sneaking up on your senses. One whiff, suddenly you're transported back to family gatherings, those cozy nights by the tree, or that childhood moment you still remember like it was yesterday. Those scents have powerful, right? So we want to know, what Christmas smell hits you instantly with nostalgia?
I don't know if it's nostalgia, but I just like the smell of pine, especially since I don't have a real Christmas tree anymore. So I have like those balsam pine scented candles that make me feel happy.
I think for me, I don't know what the smell is or what it is about it, but it's wrapping paper.
Yeah,
wrapping paper has
Really?
it has a distinct smell, and it reminds me of Christmas morning when I was a kid.
Okay.
Like even wrapping presents, here for work, for whatever we're doing or whatever, or even walking into Hobby Lobby, you smell the wrapping paper. It's something about it.
That, or just like when I was a kid, I mean, cardboard, from the boxes when the toys were in, and maybe like the smell of plastic. I mean, these are really odd things, but also I'm kind of in line with you, Dana, with the pine. We had little sticks that you could put in the Christmas tree.
Oh, we have those too. I love how y'all's answers are starkly different than mine. It's very
Mine's the trash,
specific,
if you want to call it
trash.
that.
And I'm like, I want it to smell like candles and cookies and pine.
It's
all the above.
It's the oddball smells.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh man! All right, well, keep on guessing on our Facebook. Not guessing, but let us know what that smell brings you some nostalgia this Christmas holiday. Hopefully, people aren't too cranky out there this morning.
Just listen to some Christmas
Right,
music
and
on
they'll
your
be
way
There
out.
you go. Yeah, for this early in the morning, yeah, I think that might lift your Christmas spirit out there, and maybe this will help lift your spirit out there as well. We got pretty quiet conditions on I-20. We got 2 hours over to Dallas, also an hour and 30 minutes over to Shreveport, so nice quiet conditions there. Same goes with US 69. We got 2.5 hours up to Denison, also an hour and 30 minutes down south towards Lufkin, and 55 minutes from Jacksonville to Nacogdoches. Tyler to Longview is 40 minutes, 55 minutes from Tyler to Palestine, and Tyler to Athens is a 45-minute commute so far this morning. Clear skies overhead, leaving CBS19 live radar nice and quiet. Also very dry air in place, leaving us with 9 to 10 mile visibilities across the board here. Not looking at any sort of fog risk as you head out the door this morning. So that is some good news there. Happy to report. And I'm giving you green lights all the way through this morning. Definitely going to need a little bit of extra time to warm up those cars as those temperatures are starting out in the 30s. And we'll end up in the middle 60s with lots of sunshine, nice and clear for the afternoon. I'll be back with your full forecast, so stick around.
Well, ski season is getting an early start in parts of the Northeast thanks to a mix of cold air and high-tech snowmaking. But building a winter wonderland takes more than just freezing temperatures.
Yeah, Emily Pike takes us behind the scenes at a Maine ski resort to show us how snow is created from the ground up.
Very wet and loud occupation.
Lost Valley owner Scott Shanaman and his crew are working day and night to get the slopes ready for the resort's second earliest opening in more than 30 years. All thanks to December's cold and snowy start. With a solid base already down, Lost Valley groomers can focus on making a predictable terrain, even with unpredictable temperatures.
You know, it's hard to get perfect snowmaking temperatures to get the really nice quality snow. So when we get it, it's fantastic.
Snowmaking depends on how fast water droplets can freeze, which is controlled by the wet bulb temperature, a measure that focuses on humidity.
It can be cold, but it can be wet cold, and that's not good for snowmaking.
Ski resorts carefully measure wet bulb temperature, humidity, air pressure, and water temperature to create the perfect snow. Even small changes in humidity can affect how fast the snow freezes and how it falls. Water is drawn from the brook at the base of the hill and pumped to the pump house. Then, staff turn on the snow guns, adjusting them however they need.
The higher you go on the stages, you're putting more water in, less air, much more efficient snowmaking.
The pressurized water travels through a network of buried pipes up the hill with connectors wherever a snow gun may be needed.
This right here is the air separator. Moisture builds up in the air pipe, and then it comes through this side and gets deposited down, and then we shoot it out of this valve.
Like, we're getting some mounds here to get the nice forms that we like to see when we're skiing and snowboarding. What do you think this is actually accumulating to?
Maybe an inch an hour.
And since man-made snow often has rounder, denser structure than natural snow, it lasts longer on the slopes, surviving through light rain and warmer temperatures.
It's time for CBS19 Sports.
Morning, y'all. Dan Millay with your sports here. Appreciate you joining us. There's a lot you can learn and you can take away from what Kagan Ash has done on the gridiron in 2025. Kid's already broken Texas high school football single-season rushing record, and he's just 90 yards away from the career mark. So everybody's trying to be more like Ash, one trip to the salon at a time.
I mean, everyone has their hair done. Even the security man behind he's got his hair done.
That's right. We won the bi-district game against West Hardin, and so they start, when are you going to get your hair done? When are you going to get your hair done? I kept saying, I got to win one more. You got to win one more. Last Monday before the game with Bremont, the superintendent comes in, and he dyed his hair. So once he did, I didn't have an option. The kids were wearing me out.
There's a lot of pride in our program and our team right now. Oh, it's been really exciting to see just the buy-in. Everybody's all in, and as a team and a community, try to be the best version of ourselves that we can be.
Oh, this community is amazing. Everybody's full in. The teachers, the superintendent, everybody's all in for us, especially the community too.
Our maintenance guys, our transportation guy, our police chief, about Capital Texas.
How How about Mount Enterprise following their leader and potentially soon-to-be career Texas rushing record holder Kagan Ash? While the Wildcats are hitting the field on Friday, Joaquin is ready to hit the field today for their shot at the final against Refugio. The Rams entered the postseason as a 3 seed, but that has not stopped them from blasting their way through the competition. After 3 blowouts, Joaquin faced its toughest test so far last week in San Augustine. And despite the Wolves entering halftime of that one with the lead, the Rams never wavered, took it 35-24. It's no secret what the Rams' offensive strategy is, right? Run the dang ball. In fact, they threw it just 3 times against San Augustine. Trenton Runnels and Cooper Bragg both found to the back of the end zone twice on running plays, and Jacob Gatlin found pay dirt once. So they've got a deep rushing attack that can come at you with a number of different looks, number of different styles. Their opponent in Refugio has been a wrecking ball as well, including their thus far undefeated postseason run. The Bobcats are a perfect 14-0 in 2025. They rely on the run game too, scoring 3 of their 4 touchdowns last week on the ground. These teams will get together tonight, Thursday night at 7:30 out at FCU Stadium in Cyprus with a trip to the 2A D1 Finals on the line. Turning our attention to college basketball last night, Baylor beat down Norfolk State by 30, 97-67. The Bears were having themselves a dunk fest on offense, and on defense, they totaled 10 blocks, the team's most since 2019. 6 different players notched double-digit scoring totals, too, as Baylor improves to 7-2 before hosting Alcorn State on Friday night. Now, if you thought a 30-point win was impressive, how about a 42-point drubbing? 7th-ranked Houston destroyed Jackson State 80-38 last night behind 20 points from Isaiah Harwell and a game-high 23 from the senior Emmanuel Sharp. That's the Cougars' 3rd straight win, pushing their record to 9-1. They'll hit the hardwood next on Saturday afternoon at home against New Orleans. On the women's side of things, SMU took care of business against Coppin State with a 57-49 victory. Sonia Ja led the way for the Mustangs with a game-high 16 points in 22 minutes played. SMU moves a bit closer to the 500 mark at 5-6 now, and they'll hit the road for their next contest, a Friday night showdown against Sam Houston inside the Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville. And finally, 2nd-ranked Texas women's hoops absolutely tormented UT Rio Grande Valley last night, 110-45, a cool 65 points separating the 2 teams. Justice Carlton and Madison Booker both scored 20-plus points, Carlton with 21, Booker with a game-high 28. The Longhorns remain perfect at 11-0 before hosting 13th-ranked Baylor on Sunday at noon. But that's all the time we have for sports. Morning, y'all. Back to y'all.
We're ready for it.
We're about to step away for a quick moment. We'll do our over-the-air broadcast with a quick news update.
Yes, we're going to be right back with more here on CBS 19 Plus. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for joining us for this news update. Breaking news we've been on top of for you this morning. Firefighters have put out a fire at a Tyler apartment complex early this morning. Now, this happened at the park at Shiloh on Shiloh Road near Troop Highway. Investigators tell us the fire started around 4:30 this morning on a balcony upstairs, which suffered some heavy damage. That fire then moved up into the attic. Now, firefighters could be seen on the roof working to put out the fire. 4 people are now displaced, but everyone made it out safely. The fire marshal says the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
An East Texas teen is suddenly raising her younger brother after her mother was deported to El Salvador.
And she says one phone call changed everything, leaving her family split across 2 countries. Stephanie Flores says her mom, Reina, was stopped on the way to work, detained, and then deported. Court records show she'd missed an immigration hearing in 2006, which triggered a removal order that resurfaced during a traffic stop this year. Executive Director of the Hispanic American Association, Gilbert Urbina, says cases like hers often go unnoticed for years.
So sometimes it's very difficult to show up for court. Sometimes they set a court in a different state, and because there's not enough help or legal assistance, then they miss their court date.
I really do hope that at some point in life I can see them again, hug them, tell them that I love them.
Stephanie and her brother are both U.S. citizens. Now they communicate with their mother only through phone calls. She's working 3 jobs to support them.
A Tyler man who recruited drivers to help move undocumented immigrants will be heading to federal prison. Prosecutors say 28-year-old Michael Martinez pled guilty this week to a conspiracy charge for transporting undocumented immigrants. He's now facing nearly 3 years in federal prison. Investigators say he used social media to offer what he called lucrative payments to people willing to drive others to their destination. Let's get a check on that forecast now with Joel. Chilly out there this morning.
Yeah, very chilly. Luckily, some clear skies overhead. That will continue into the rest of today as high pressure remains overhead. That'll continue to move off to the northeast. And once that does, we'll see the winds eventually shift from the south. And that'll bring in some warmer temperatures. Our rain chances going forward, we got only about a 30% chance for this weekend. Not everybody will see rain, but we'll at least see a couple of isolated showers. I think our better chance of rain will come into the forecast for Tuesday and into Wednesday. Your temperatures, on the other hand, for today, slightly cooler than yesterday. We'll still end up in the low to mid 60s for this afternoon, then dropping down this time into the upper 40s to low 50s for Friday as that south wind carries up some much warmer air. We'll be in the low to mid 70s for Friday afternoon. Then another cold front is set to arrive on Saturday. We'll end up in the upper 50s to low 60s for highs on Saturday, and then down into the upper 30s to low 40s to start your Sunday. And by the afternoon, only making it up into the upper 40s to low 50s. A very cold forecast as a blast of Arctic air comes into the area. And then we get a little bit of a break from the rain chances, and we'll also warm up quite a bit into the upper 50s to low 70s by the time we get to Wednesday.
It's 7:30 this morning. Welcome back to Morning All here on CBS 19 Plus.
This is what's coming up in our second half hour. New safety measures are being put into place at Hill Country camps after the deadly and devastating floods over the summer.
And a Texas man finds himself on Forbes 30 Under 30 list. How a father and son duo created a successful family business with a taste of Mexican culture.
And high pressure dominating over our forecast, leaving us with clear skies and eventually some warmer temperatures. We'll take a look at the full forecast details coming up later this half hour.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Yard on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon.
And I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us here on CBS 19 Plus. Well, a Tyler man who recruited drivers to help move undocumented immigrants will be headed to federal prison. Prosecutors say 28-year-old Michael Martinez pled guilty this week to a conspiracy charge for transporting undocumented immigrants. He's now facing nearly 3 years in prison. Investigators say he used social media to offer what he called lucrative payment to people willing to drive others to their destination. Bank records and text messages linked him to the operation. The FBI's Tyler office and Tyler police work together on this case.
2 East Texas men are headed to federal prison now for drug trafficking in the area. Federal prosecutors say 47-year-old James Porter of Henderson and 67-year-old Richard Sledge of Athens both pleaded guilty to possession with the intent to distribute meth. Porter was sentenced to 8 years, while Sledge received 2.5 years. The case is part of Operation Take Back America.
Nearly 5 months after the floods in central Texas, Longview firefighters are still on the ground in Kirk County, helping with the ongoing search for victims. In a new update, the Longview Fire Department says crews are pulling large amounts of debris from the river carefully, sifting through every piece and then running secondary canine searches to make sure nothing is missed. Firefighters have been rotating in and out through Texas Task Force 1 and 2. Fire Marshal Marcus Delaney says teams have made several trips back since that disaster.
This morning, we're learning new details about a flood warning system being installed at Camp Mystic. That's where 25 campers and 2 counselors died during those floods. New 8-foot aluminum towers are going up along the riverbanks. Ian Cunningham is leading the team installing the system at Camp Mystic's Cypress Lake. That's just uphill from the sister camp where the campers and the counselors died. His group combined water sensors, sirens, and lights that can operate even if the power or cell towers go down, creating what he describes as a perimeter smoke detector for floods.
Absolutely. We needed something that was going to provide us confidence and all the parents confidence, something that would make sure this never happened again.
Camp leaders say the goal is early warning without relying on someone being awake to activate any alarms. A private foundation has now funded 100 of the towers, which will be installed near cabins and other sleeping areas. And they're expected to be online before camp is open this summer. Well, tensions are rising again in the Caribbean after the U.S. seized a sanctioned Venezuelan oil tanker just hours after it left port. Venezuela is calling the move a serious international crime and says it will defend its homeland.
A senior military official and a source familiar with the matter says the U.S. is contemplating more options like this one amid a U.S. military buildup aimed at stopping drug trafficking. CBS's Jared Hill has more.
It's the moment an elite U.S. military unit rappelled from helicopters onto an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, guns drawn, executing a seizure warrant.
It was seized for a very good reason.
The Trump administration says the tanker was part of an illicit oil shipping network supporting terrorist organizations like Hezbollah, and that for years it was used to transport sanctioned oil between Venezuela and Iran. President Trump was asked about what'll happen to the oil on board.
Well, I guess so. We're going to keep the oil.
The Venezuelan government called the operation a shameless robbery and an act of international piracy. It's a dramatic escalation in the region where the U.S. has built up a major military presence and conducted at least 22 strikes on alleged drug boats. The White House says it's part of the president's push to combat drug trafficking. In an interview with Politico this week, President Trump issued a warning to Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro.
His days are numbered.
Can you rule out an American ground invasion?
I don't want to rule in or out. I don't talk about it.
Maduro has accused the Trump administration of pressing for regime change in order to control the country's oil reserves. On Wednesday, he criticized Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, who appeared in Oslo after winning the Nobel Peace Prize. She dedicated the award to the, quote, suffering people of Venezuela and President Trump. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And Venezuela's neighbor Guyana says the ship was falsely flying the nation's flag and it's vowing to take action.
Royal Caribbean is facing a lawsuit in the death of a passenger who was allegedly served 33 drinks before a struggle with the crew. 35-year-old Michael Virgil died shortly after boarding that cruise last December. And records show that he was served those drinks over several hours. At some point, he tried to find his room, got lost, and became aggressive. According to the medical examiner's report, Virgil shouted profanities at passengers and crew members. And then he even charged at the crew. The medical examiner said at least 5 crew members, though, were on top of him, some of whom stood on his back. Virgil eventually stopped moving. He was later pronounced dead in the ship's medical bay. Time for health news at 7:36 this morning. Being heart healthy is a year-round goal, but the American Heart Association says that research shows more people die from heart attacks at the end of December than at any other time of the year. And experts say you don't have to have a heart problem to be at risk. Mandy Gaither explains why and has more on how to stay heart healthy over the holidays.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, but for your heart, it's also the most dangerous as the number of heart attacks spike during the holidays.
Most people don't think about the fact that during the holidays, you can get in trouble even if you don't have any history of heart problems or medical problems at all by doing some of the things that you normally do during holidays.
Cardiologist Dr. Taiwan Tillman with Orlando Health calls it holiday heart syndrome, where there's a sudden onset of stress on the heart or abnormal heart rhythms due to choices that are made during the holidays.
Lots of good food, sometimes a little bit more alcohol than you would normally drink. And those are all things that can place emotional stress and physical stress on your body and ultimately your heart.
To lower risk of holiday heart syndrome, Tillman says that if you plan to drink alcohol, be mindful of how much you're drinking and pace yourself.
You want to make sure that as you're drinking, try and drink a non-alcoholic drink or a glass of water in between alcoholic beverages.
And be aware of what you're eating. Tillman says salty and rich foods in particular can stress the heart, so he says to limit those things. Also, if you're hosting a party, he says offer healthy choices and non-alcoholic drinks.
It's important. You want to enjoy yourself, but you really want to celebrate smart, and you want to be mindful that these things can occur, and a little bit of prevention goes a long way.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Closer to home, the Bullard Police Department is putting out a call for help and asking the community to step in for survivors of domestic violence. Officers are teaming up with the East Texas Crisis Center, collecting everyday items many families feeling abuse simply don't have. That includes non-perishable food, hygiene essentials, and toddler diapers and wipes. And with the deadline being tomorrow, they say even a bag of donations can make a huge difference. Sergeant Judith Toole told us that the East Texas Crisis Center is a crucial partner, the people they lean on when responding to some of the toughest calls.
It's just another resource that we provide to people when we go out on calls for domestic violence, dating violence. They also provide resources for people that are victims of sexual assault. And those are things that we take reports on here in Bullard. And so we want to make sure that the people that we are partnering with have the resources that they need.
If you'd like to be part of this effort, just drop off any donations at the Bullard Police Department before 5 p.m. tomorrow.
.39 now. Students will be heading on holiday break pretty soon, about a week or so now. And AAA says we should all expect some pretty busy roads.
Nationally, this will be a record year for year-end travel.
9.4 million Texans are expected to hit the road at least 50 miles over Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's Day. That's 200,000 more than last year, but 100,000 fewer people than the last year before the pandemic in 2019. Now, 122 million Americans overall are expected to travel between December 20th and January 1st. AAA says the vast majority are expected to drive. That's roughly 109 million people. About 8 million will be flying, and almost 5 million plan to use other modes of transportation like buses, trains, and even cruises.
Pack your patience, make sure your vehicle is road trip ready. The top roadside emergencies we saw here in Texas last year were flat tires, dead batteries, and engine problems. Have a trusted mechanic take a look at your vehicle before you set out on that road trip. No one wants to break down on the side of the road, especially not during the holidays.
Great advice. AAA is urging Texans to pay attention as well. 24 roadside workers are killed each year. And just a reminder, the law requires you to move over or slow down 20 miles per hour from the posted speed limit when you see emergency or tow truck lights.
All right, if you're thinking about lunch already, you know we can't go a day without talking about food this morning. Ruby's Mexican restaurant will celebrate its grand opening in Longview this morning. It's taken over the former Tuscan Pig location on South High Street. According to our news partners at the Longview News Journal, the grand opening is set for 10 this morning. Ruby's will open and serve its full menu at 11. Ruby's has 6 locations, including the one in Longview, 3 in Tyler, and 1 in Jacksonville and Bullard. The restaurant also expects to start serving breakfast at that location at a later date. Well, staying on the topic of food, a Texas business owner is getting national attention, earning a spot on one of the most exclusive lists in the country.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
But for him, the honor is about much more than business success. It's a story of family, culture, and a community that helped bring a slice of Mexico to Texas. Here's Adrian Carvajal.
I was very surprised at first. First of all, very excited, but more than anything, I was very thankful. I was thankful for what my father did for me to be able to put me in the situation that I am now.
For 29-year-old Eduardo Lalo Garcia, the CEO and co-founder of Helados La Azteca, the path to Forbes 30 Under 30 food and drinks list started long before social media followers and lines outside of his stores. It began more than 20 years ago as an 8-year-old bagging popsicles in the back of his family's first shop in Waco.
This is in our blood, man. It's not just the paleteria, but I feel like Hispanics and Latinos in general just want to grow. They want to do better in life. I think when my father first started, it was more to provide for his family, right? It was straight providing. I think he instilled something in us at a very young age to always look further than what we can see just right ahead of us.
Over the last 6 years, Lalo has transformed Helados La Azteca from a single Waco shop with no online presence into what Forbes calls a viral tourist stop, drawing millions of views across TikTok and Instagram. But Lalo says it's about more than numbers. It's about identity and giving people, Latino or not, a chance to feel the flavor of Mexico the moment they walk through the door.
We bring a taste of Mexico. So, how I said earlier, some people can't go to Mexico, man. They can't experience what they used to do as, kids. But you walk in and you hear the music, you see the piñatas, you hear the bilingual staff. So right away you get a big taste of Mexico. And we offer a lot, man. Mexico offers so many great flavors, and we're happy to be able to bring them here. Making it more modern and adding new flavors that, a lot of Hispanic people aren't used to, but once they try them, they love them. And not just Hispanic people, just, everyone in general.
For his father, Alfredo, who immigrated from Mexicali, Mexico, this milestone achievement means the world.
Y ahora me siento muy feliz y contento con tener a mis hijos ya grandes y que están metidos en la paletería. Y ahora que le dieron ese trofeo a mi hijo, Eduardo, pues él es principalmente, ya después nosotros también le dimos la mano y todos nos sentimos felices y contentos por esa razón de que le dieron esa gratificación a mi hijo.
As for what's next, Lalo says he's far from finished. With more stores planned and new ideas brewing, he hopes to keep expanding across Texas and online while teaching others the craft his family has perfected for decades.
That looks good. Yeah, according to Lalo, the shop also made history as it became the first paleteria to ever be featured in Forbes 30 Under 30 list. Congratulations to Lalo and his family once again. We got to go make a road trip.
Got to. Morning all on the road.
Well, a high-fiving gorilla has won the top prize in this year's Nikon Comedy Wildlife Awards. I love it. The image was captured by British photographer Mark Methcone. The organizers said that this was a record-breaking year for the annual contest. It got more than 10,000 entries from 109 countries. Judges narrowed the entries down to a selection of 40. A panel of judges then selected the overall winner as well as the category winners. I mean, that is so cute.
Sometimes the most impromptu photos are the best ones, the candid ones.
100%, but you got to be ready, to get it.
You never know what could happen anywhere.
He looks like he's stopped in his tracks, like,
caught. High five. I'm nice.
Caught in 4K.
Right.
That's, yeah.
All right, well, Denny's is taking a drip to a whole new level in time for the National Maple Syrup Day, which is, by the way, next week. The diner chain is launching Sticky Kicks. Hopefully they don't stick to the floor. High-top sneakers designed with real Denny's syrup sealed inside, created with footwear artist Matt Naish. The limited edition shoes feature syrup-colored leather and the classic Denny's logo, making them part breakfast tribute, part streetwear flex. They dropped December 17th on dinerdrip.com for Get this, only $195. Only, you know, pancakes not included, with rewards members getting early access. And yes, the syrup is real. It's sealed in, so just don't try to eat it and take it out.
That's so cool. So I was wondering if it was just an illusion,
No,
but
the
it's
syrup
actually
is real.
That is really cool. Don't pop it.
No, I wonder what happens whenever you step on a nail.
Well, it is on the side.
Oh,
Someone's gonna have to come at you with the nail. Hopefully that doesn't
The
happen.
booth brought up a good point. It's ants. Around
Well, if it's all sealed in, I think
They
it'll be
probably
fine.
smell it.
Normally at these collabs, I'm like, whatever. I kind of think those look really cool.
I think it's cool looking.
it could be cool, yeah.
I wouldn't wear it. There's just too many logistical things that could go wrong.
Oh, come
And
on. It's just a little syrup.
$195 and no pancakes, man.
Right?
Darn. But you
Man.
look like a pancake.
Right?
Which is good. All right, the Girl Scouts are introducing a new cookie. Explore Mores will be available to buy during the 2026 cookie season. The cookie is a Rocky Road inspired sandwich with chocolate marshmallow toasted almond cream. It's available online at local booths. It joins favorites like Thin Mints, Samoas. Every cookie sold helps Girl Scouts build leadership and entrepreneurship. You know what? I'd try them.
That
Right now I'm
sounds
going to try some
good.
coffee because I'm about to cough, and so you guys take it away.
Bless you. Oh, you cannot go wrong with any Thin Mints. Hands down. Bless you, Dane. I say bless you to sneezes and coughs.
Bless you, excuse you. I mean, yeah, what do you say that? Yeah.
I'm just going to let Joel take it away with the weather.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful day outside, and also very cold. Definitely going to need. You might end up coughing and sneezing because it's so cold outside for this morning. High pressure is off to the southwest. That will eventually make its way across East Texas, and once it does, once it makes its way off into the north and east, we'll see a shift in the wind eventually from the south, and that's where some warmer temperatures will be coming into play, especially as we head into tomorrow. We are going to be several degrees. We're talking 10 to 15 degrees above average for this time of year. But the picture right now, absolutely gorgeous thanks to the high pressure. Clear skies, 36 degrees as you step outside in Tyler. Calm winds, so not looking at any sort of wind chill this morning. We're down to 30 degrees in Center, Nacogdoches, Marshall, Jefferson, Mount Pleasant. Lots of 30s on the board. We also got 44 degrees in Jacksonville and 34 degrees in Lufkin. A very, very chilly morning. And we'll end up in the low to mid 60s. Very mild, as it turns out, for this time of year. And we'll see those clear skies continue into the rest of the day. We'll see highs in the middle 60s. Those upper level clouds will continue to stick around, and eventually we'll see a shift in the winds from the south at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's going to be really key, basically what we see for tomorrow. We're up to 70 degrees for tomorrow with lows in the upper 40s to low 50s. And then we do have another cold front that will make its way through into this weekend, sparking off some rain chances and, of course, giving us some cooler temperatures. We'll take a look at what the 7-day forecast says coming up later.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:48 this morning. Still ahead, a Star Wars collectible was just auctioned off for a staggering record-smashing price. Those details coming up next in your Hollywood Minute.
This holiday season, CBS19 and the Children's Miracle Network are coming together for a cause that's close to our hearts.
It's time for Merry Miracles.
Help us bring joy to children in the hospital by purchasing a teddy bear or make a donation to help fund life-saving pediatric equipment and services. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit merry-miracles.com. Spread holiday cheer with CBS19 and the Children's Miracle Network. Together, we can make Merry Miracles happen.
Star Wars is quite a force at the auction block. The original artwork for A New Hope movie poster just sold for a whopping $3.8 million. That's the highest price ever paid for a Star Wars artifact at auction. The sale also shattered the record for the most money ever paid for movie poster art.
Am I sensing some nerves? A little camera shy? Let's do a little warm up so we're feeling revved up and comfortable for your wedding day.
Talk about pre-wedding jitters. A new teaser trailer is giving us our first look at the drama. Zendaya and Robert Pattinson play a happily engaged couple. Happy, that is, until a surprise revelation throws their wedding week off the rails. The drama arrives in theaters in April. Beyoncé will be back at the Met Gala for the first time in 10 years. Not only will she be attending, she'll also be co-chairing the event with Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, and Anna Wintour. Mark your calendars, the famed fashion showcase is set for May 4th. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
All right, let's get back to our question of the day this morning. The holidays have a fun way of sneaking up on us, especially with those senses. One whiff and then you're suddenly transported back to your first Christmas, if you remember your first Christmas as a one-year-old.
No.
Maybe not. Either gathering cozy nights or by the tree or that childhood moment you still remember like it was yesterday. Scents, have a powerful power, right? Have powerful power, It makes sense, right? So we want to know what Christmas smell hits your instant nostalgia. Joel and I talked about trash, but the good kind. Cardboard, plastic, and wrapping paper.
That's one way to put
I have to say, not at all. None of those things remind me of Christmas, but I adore y'all. I said pine, obviously. I was thinking nowadays what kind of reminds me of Christmas, I love going to New York at Christmas. So the smell of like the chestnuts on the street,
sure.
they're not roasting over an open, maybe they are, but they're in this kiosk,
Yeah.
That smells like Christmas to me. And then if I go back to like when I was in middle school and high school, I used to love to make Christmas cookies with my friends. So the smell of sugar cookies.
And baking.
And baking, that sort of reminds me of Christmas.
I still need to make my brownies, not you mentioned baking. Maybe for me, I would say arts and crafts. As kids, you would do lots of DIYs, like a DIY ornament, and bring it home. And so you would collect
Like
those
the
as
glue.
kids, the glue, the popsicles, the paint.
The paper. Now, I would say another one is peppermint because of candy canes.
Oh, very
I
much
love
so.
peppermints.
Oh, absolutely.
Coffee
So
on
good.
Christmas morning. I love it.
Good vibes.
Almost there. All right. Y'all hear that? Christmas music. Put some on your drive this morning.
For sure.
I already
Absolutely.
listened to it this morning. It was so good.
That'll be good though for that drive.
Absolutely. And honestly, it kind of feels a little bit more like Christmas. And if you like the cooler weather, it'll be back eventually. We just got to get through some warmer weather heading into, at least for next week, and especially going into tomorrow. But for this morning, definitely off to a cold start. Definitely going to need that heavy coat as you're heading out this morning. You can trade that in. However, for a lighter jacket for this afternoon, we'll be in the low to mid 60s with lots of sunshine. And speaking of sunshine, you're going to need those sunglasses as well. It's going to be nice and bright as you head out the door this afternoon. We're up again into the low to mid 60s. Those south winds will continue to hold steady at 5 to 10 miles per hour. What's so important about that? Well, we got some south winds bringing up some warmer temperatures, especially as we head into tomorrow. Upper 40s to low 50s is where we start for tomorrow. We'll end up in the upper 60s to low 70s for tomorrow afternoon. An absolutely gorgeous day, way above average for this time of year. And then we start things off on Saturday in the upper 40s to low 50s, only making it to the upper 50s to low 60s for the afternoon as another cold front swings through. That'll put our temperatures down into the upper 30s to low 40s to start Sunday, and only making it to the upper 40s to low 50s. A very, very cold turn as we head into this weekend. Also accompanied by this cold front is some rain. Just a little bit though, only about a 30% chance heading into Saturday evening through Saturday night into Sunday morning. It's only running at about a 30% chance, very isolated in nature. Not everybody will see it. We get a little bit of a break on Monday. Better chance for rain will arrive Tuesday and Wednesday. Here it is on Future Skycast. So nothing other than maybe a couple of sprinkles for Saturday afternoon, just a lot of cloud cover moving into the afternoon. And then cold front moves in a little bit closer, and we'll see a little bit more widespread coverage. It's not going to be all that widespread, at least not compared to Tuesday and Wednesday. Over the next 7 days, a lot of the rain expected to occur well south of I-20. So we're talking about Nacogdoches Center, Lufkin, Hemp Hill having the best chance for at least half an inch of rain. We're down again to the 40s for Sunday, back up to the 50s, upper 50s, and how about 70s once again for Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Joel. We're about to step away for a moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast with a news update.
I'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon.
And I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. A Smith County teen is accused of using social media to trade child sex abuse material, sparking a major exploitation investigation. 17-year-old Joshua Attaway was booked into the Smith County Jail earlier this week. According to arrest documents, Attaway used an account on X to post and receive material. That app then sent a cyber tip to law enforcement about the activity, and detectives were able to connect the account to Attaway. He's now charged with 2 counts of possession of child pornography. Meanwhile, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is ramping up his investigation into nearly 1,000 cities as part of a statewide inquiry into financial transparency, and that includes the city of Tyler. According to our paper partners at the Tyler Morning Telegraph, the city declined to comment, but points to residents that is, to its financial transparency webpage. Tyler recently adopted a tax rate, raising the average homeowner's maintenance and operations taxes by about $32 while still lowering the overall property tax rate to its lowest in nearly a decade. Paxton says that cities failing to comply with the state law could face legal consequences.
Downtown Tyler is in the middle of a major facelift, and if you've been driving through lately, you've probably noticed the construction, detours, and all the changes taking shape.
Construction-wise, we're on time, we're on our project schedule. We also have regular communications with our downtown businesses.
4 different construction projects are going on at the same time, including rebuilding 3 downtown streets and the community green space, constructing a new county courthouse, and installing federally mandated sewer system updates. The projected finish date is January 2028 for all of the projects, but the city wants to remind the public that the businesses downtown are still open.
Big thing right now is to really push to support our downtown. We hear it and we hear it that we love our downtown, but now more than ever is when we need you to come down and support it. If you're having Christmas events or holiday events, think about downtown. Some restaurants, if you want to have just some fun and some shopping of some local gifts, there's a lot of retail down here.
Irwin and College Streets on the square should be reopened in early 2026, and then construction on Ferguson will begin, followed by the green space. Don't forget to bundle up.
Yeah.
It looks, like it could be warm out there. It is
but
not.
It's not.
Yeah, definitely going to want to bundle up out there. 30s and 40s for this morning. We'll end up in the 60s for this afternoon, so you'll want to trade in those heavier clothes with maybe some lighter clothes this afternoon. South winds hold on at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, bringing our temperatures up. When it comes to our low temperatures and high temperatures for tomorrow, we'll start things off in the upper 40s to low 50s. We'll end up in the upper 60s to low 70s for the afternoon, then dropping back down into the 40s and 50s, only making it up to the low to mid 60s for Saturday afternoon. A big cold front comes through Sunday. Things start out pretty cold and will end off really cold in the upper 40s. That's about as warm as we're going to get. And then small chance of rain on Saturday into Sunday. Most everybody will be missing out, but the better chance of rain will come into the forecast as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, with temperatures returning back to the 70s.
News before you go this morning. A Tyler family is without a place to stay after an early morning fire damages an apartment unit. That fire happened just after 4:30 this morning at the park at Shiloh on Shiloh Road near Troop Highway. Firefighters tell us it started on the balcony of a second floor apartment and then moved its way up into the attic. The family made it out safely. No injuries are reported.
Also, downtown Tyler is in the middle of a major facelift, and if you're driving through, you've seen lots of construction, detours, and big changes taking shape. 4 projects are currently happening at once: the rebuilding of 3 streets, the community green space, constructing a new courthouse, and updating the sewer system. All of those projects expected to be done by sometime in January of 2028. But the city wants to remind everyone that downtown businesses are still open and they do need your help.
And the Bullard Police Department is asking the community to help survivors of domestic violence. In partnership with the East Texas Crisis Center, they are collecting non-perishable food, hygiene items, and toddler supplies. With the deadline tomorrow, every donation can make a difference. Drop off donations at the Bullard Police Department. You can do that by 5 p.m. One last check of your forecast as you get ready to head out on your Thursday morning.
Absolutely, and we have one heck of a whiplash here when it comes to our temperatures. We go above average, below average, back above average. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. We're up to 70 degrees for tomorrow. Winds, they're going to be shifting in from the south. That's going to be bringing in some much warmer temperatures. We'll be up into the upper 40s to low 50s to start Friday, then up to the low to mid 70s. Then we got another cold front coming through. Got temperatures in the 60s. We got a couple of showers possible for the second half of Saturday. We're talking late into the day, after 11 o'clock at night, into the overnight on Sunday. So that's about the extent of the rain that we're going to be seeing, at least in the near term. Long term, Tuesday into Wednesday, we have another shot for some rain after temperatures cool down into the upper 40s. We'll make a return up into the upper 50s, then eventually the low 70s for the remainder of next week. And Dana and Jesus, if you're looking for some cooler temperatures, I think Christmas could be pretty cold as well.
I don't know, am I? Is it going to snow?
I don't know if it's going to snow.
I
think it's more so going to be very cold. This is our next shot for maybe another Arctic blast.
I think people will appreciate that for the holidays.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, check this out. Time magazine just announced its Person of the Year. Time says 2025 was the year when artificial intelligence's full potential roared into view, and when it became clear there would be no turning back. It continues, quote, for the delivering the age of thinking machines, for wowing and worrying humanity, for transforming the present and transcending the possible. The architects of AI are Time's 2025 Person of the Year, unquote. Interesting.
Wow.
These surprise me every year.
They do,
You think it's going to be someone, and then it's either someone else or a group of other people.
Yeah, definitely more of a group in this situation, but
we'll see.
We'll see how people feel about it. I'm sure there'll be plenty of comments.
Right. Who knows where AI is going to be a month or two from now at this point.
That's right.
Wow.
All right, thanks so much for starting your day with us and continuing on with us here on CBS 19 on CBS 19 Plus. Catch the noon show. It is also coming up right here.
On CBS 19 Plus, by the way.
That's what I hear.
Right. All right. Keep it here for the latest news and weather throughout the day. Here's what's coming up later on. You know where, on CBS 19 Plus. Have a great morning. We'll see you back here dark and early tomorrow.